I don't know how anybody ever does these like hotel tours when you come in, because it's crazy. But we got a full-length mirror. We're in a junior suite. This is our bathroom. Okay. And then we come out of the bathroom. I think we have robes. And then this closes. Privacy. Okay. And then we got connecting rooms.
I think that's when the reservations are.
Oh, you have macarons. That's so nice. We didn't get that.
No, we got food.
Welcome back, or welcome if you're new to my channel. My name is Aria, and I know it's been a long time, but we're back with the vlog. We're in DC, so let me take you along with us. I had every intention to come back to Tat Bakery so I could try something from this display, but we did not make it back. We did enjoy our food overall, though. Great. Okay, so we went to Tat. What did you? Well, you didn't get much.
Yeah, I just got a croissant and a tea. The tea was green tea, peach, and mint. I liked it. Jordan didn't like it. Mom didn't like it. Mom doesn't like the tea. Dad thought it was good. And I got a croissant. The croissant was good. I liked it.
Am I in frame?
Yes.
I thought my sandwich was really good. I could only eat a few bites because I can't eat much anyway, but I thought it was really good. But I just wanted to be on the safe side. I didn't want to be angry that I'm hungry in 2 hours. So, all right, here comes the boys. Today was the day that we were going to go to the museums and see as many monuments as we could. It is June the 13th, and it is the day before the military parade. Due to this, so many things were being blocked off and barriers put in place. Ended up being very frustrating because they blocked the MLK and FDR Memorial. You can see a heavy presence of tanks and armored vehicles and things like that. So I was not pleased, but we wanted to see as much as we could. We had tickets for the African American History Museum, so we wanted to see some monuments first and then go to the museum and try to pack as much in as we could today. Sign of respect and remembrance for those who are fallen. Take a moment while you're here. You can let your feet soak in the fountain. Only imagine how refreshing that is after a long day being a tourist in DC. If you've ever been to Washington, D.C., it is such an amazing place, and I love that so many things are free. It's an expensive city as far as like hotels and food, but there's so much here in our own country, and I just love that I was able to take advantage of it. Vietnam War Memorial is very simple in design, but so profound in what you see. It is names and names and names of soldiers who fought and served in that war, and highly, highly emotional for me. I don't even know if I have anybody in my family who served in the Vietnam War, but I just thank everyone who served. Other Smithsonian museums, the National African American History Museum is free to enter. However, you do need to get tickets because they like to time the entries to, manage crowd control. And so I was able to get our tickets very easily, and they actually let us scan them early because we were there a little early. For me, of course, I knew that seeing things were going to be hard. Some exhibits are harder than others, but it was also so good to see things from my state and things from my daughter's school. And, it's just really nice to see our history here, curated, represented for everyone to see. Very excited to come to the pop culture side because that's me. I love this. And Oprah, I used to watch the Oprah show pretty much every day unless I was in school, obviously. But then once we're getting into this time frame, this is where it became a little bit more emotional for me because this is where I'm seeing things that I remember living through and events that are very difficult for me. Graduated high school in 2000 and I voted in my first election in 2000, and all of this I remember so much. And like I said before, some of it is very difficult for me to even witness. I sobbed. I sat there and I sobbed for seeing the Katrina, for Trayvon. I'm about to get emotional now if you can hear it. And of course for electing our 44th president, President Barack Obama. In fact, if you didn't know, my son was born on election day that year. And I just he was a scheduled C-section. I just was like, please just let me be able to be up to see the end of the night. And I was.
Liberty and our creed, while men and women and children of every race and every faith can join in celebration across this magnificent mall.
Taking a moment in the reflection pool, I think, is a really good idea just to reflect on all that you've seen and witnessed and learned today. Next up is the cafeteria, which I hear is the best one on the National Mall. Pricey, scale back, but very, very good food. Forgot to show you what I picked up. It's in my hand. It's just a little magnet with Barack Obama on it, but I thought this Barbie doll was so cool. I never even knew of Miss Coleman, And then now we're at the American History Museum, and I really enjoyed this museum. There's a lot of good history and lots of interactive exhibits, which I think is really good for learning. This was a really cool one. This is showing you what people had to do. Like, I guess that was part of their job. Like, if they had different jobs to ring out this. My son, bless his heart, he couldn't do it, but yeah, I couldn't either. I didn't even try because I already knew I have very little upper body strength. I'm working on it though. I didn't get to see everything in the American History Museum. This one was a little bit more crowded at this point, but I did like to see the different displays. They had displays for our elections throughout the years, our wigs, also a spotlight on a lot of our pop culture, which I really enjoyed, and like the different, like what you just saw a moment ago was a lot of Hispanic, Latina newscasters, I believe. I just think it is so fascinating, like just seeing how people used to like campaign throughout the years. Like, look at all this stuff. This is stuff that people used to use when they were campaigning. Like, I think it's so fascinating. This is the kind of stuff that fascinates me. And political and like elections and democracy, all of that stuff is so fascinating to me. I don't know why I'm not a political scientist, but that's a story for another time. So in the American History Museum, you cannot take pictures or videos, but there is the Star Spangled Banner Room. And then also in the National African American History Museum, there is the display for Emmett Till, which you also cannot take photographs or anything like that in. Now to the fun stuff. I love pop culture. Look, those are Dorothy's shoes. I had so much fun in this space. We have everything from Dorothy, Wizard of Oz. We have Hamilton in his suit. We have Selena. I just truly enjoyed this. Chrissy Yamaguchi's skates are here. This was just really, really fun for me. And fun fact, I did listen to the Hamilton soundtrack on the way back home while I was white knuckling my way through Virginia, through some crazy storms, but it's perfect for a road trip. Traveling the metro system was actually not that difficult. I only got messed up one time, but I think that since that's not normal for us, I thought it was good. And we got a little show. DC has a lot of good independent bookstores, and that's what this is. It's a bookstore and cafe / restaurant. So we did look through some of the books, but I really thought this was cool. You never know what you're going to see on your little nighttime stroll, you know? I love that we had automatic blinds. I found that out during turndown service. We're in a corner. And so we have a nice little view of a corner. We ate there, last night. All Day by Kramer's. It's a bookstore and restaurant. And the thing that's interesting is I think we found it off of the other side. So I was looking for that because I'm like, oh, I see it outside my window. But we actually ended up on the other side of the building. So, but it was good. Good morning, DC. inside of Call Your Mother is very small, but they do offer a little interactive map of different places you can go and have some scenic views and eat your breakfast. So we came down not that far away to Georgetown University Park. And yeah, it was really, really nice. The military parade and the other things going on, we just decided to not even attempt to go anywhere down in the DC area. So we decided to go to the mall, the outlet mall, because we want to go shopping always. So that's what we did, and we had a good little time. And today was just not so much a touristy day in DC, it was just a regular day. And the next day, it's time to leave. Friday, I asked one of the police officers, like, when will things be opened? And he said after the fireworks on Saturday night. So Sunday morning before we left, we came down to go see the FDR and the MLK Memorials. Such a cloudy, gloomy, rainy, overcast day, so you can't see things as well, but I thought it was still just a beautiful sight, and I'm so glad that I saw it. We did come in from the backwards way, so I'm coming from fourth term to first term instead of first term to fourth term, but it's still beautiful nonetheless. Gonna lie, it is very hard to see that we're basically repeating history because we're not learning from our history. And the things that this man said and put in place is trying to basically be taken away. But that's a story for another day. If you're familiar at all with Frog and Toad, like from the books, doesn't he look like one of those characters? Anyway, last thing before we leave town is we just want to feed our bellies. We stopped by Founding Farmers. So good, some pieces. Very long service time, but the service was good overall. Now, let's head home. We're back home, but I wanted to show you the car that we had while we were in DC. We got an Expedition. This was not my choice. I need to look and see the year, but this was actually, although I did not want to drive this big boat, it was quite nice. I just want to say I thought that the ride was actually quite comfortable, even though I do have to step up and into the car. I really did like the ride itself. And the seats are heated. They're leather, but they have heat and cool, which I appreciate. The steering wheel had heated, ventilated situation, so I like that because that's something that I really do want in my next car. I know that sounds like something that's not that serious, but when you are always cold, you want your steering wheel to be not freezing. But it was a really nice ride. If you have something smaller than a Pro Max, then I think that this would work great for you. I have a 15 Pro Max with my case, which is not that thick, this doesn't really work, but I like that. This right here, huge. Look at all that space. And then the kids had a really comfy, we need to pick that up. The kids had a really comfy ride, and then we had the third seat down because we didn't need it, and it was great for all of our luggage to fit in here. It is a power lift gate. I really was very pleased. The only thing it doesn't have is a moonroof, but this display was really nice. I just really liked it. The driving features, the safety features are really nice. So, although I don't personally ever feel the need to have an expedition, this was a very nice, comfortable ride. And it did not feel, although I was afraid, it did not feel like I was driving a boat. So for that, yes, I would say this is a 5-star ride. This is going to either turn out really well or not so great, but I'm going to try to make it quick because otherwise I will ramble. So I made notes. Let's talk about this little trip real quick. So just for starters, this wasn't meant to be a birthday trip, but I just thought the timing worked out really well between it being my husband's birthday and Father's Day, and both kids being completely out of school. I thought it would be a good opportunity to go to DC. I knew that we weren't gonna be able to see everything that we wanted to see or do everything that we wanted to do, just because it's not one of those cities. It's the kind of city that you're gonna be going over and over and over again, and you probably still won't get to see and do everything that you want to do. It just is that way. So with that said, I planned for this trip. I really wanted to go to DC last summer, and we couldn't squeeze it in, so I really wanted to make it work. I started planning the trip a few months ago, but I forgot that I was summoned for jury duty. So I had to wait until I got cleared that I wasn't needed for jury duty in order to then proceed to book the trip. When I proceeded to book the trip, no mention of the Army's 250th anniversary. I think it was 250. No mention of that. No mention that there was going to be anything happening. None of that. There was no mention of that anytime leading up until actually the week of the trip. Like, no, this wasn't, I don't know if it was just hush hush. It just wasn't brought up. So there were some obstacles that you always have to be aware of. In preparation for this trip, I watched lots of vlogs and lots of like travel guides and things like that. And you just need to know, like, when you're dealing with the federal government, like, things can be closed down, things can be down for repairs, things like that. So just like when you go to an amusement park, every roller coaster is not going to be available. Some things are just not going to be open. And so you always have to be a little flexible. With that being said, I had what I thought was a very short itinerary for the trip. We had a few things that we knew we really wanted to do. We really, of course, wanted to go to the African American History Museum. That did not exist the last time I went to DC when I was a kid. My daughter, when she went for her 8th grade field trip, was able to see that, and I've wanted to see it ever since. I especially wanted to see it prior to the threat of them taking things away. So it is very important to me to be able to show my children, although my children aren't young anymore, but show them some of the things that are historical, that is part of American history, no matter how much it is trying to be erased by people. It makes them uncomfortable. It is indeed 100% a part of American history. And it was important to me to take my children to go see that, as well as to see with my own eyes things that were being discussed of being removed from the museum. So I said that part. I wanted to see the American History Museum, and if we could make it work, a couple of other things. Those other things didn't work. But let's go into it because, like I said, I've been talking for a while, and let's talk the food in DC. I have heard rumblings that not that the food wasn't good, but that you can't go in expecting good service. The service in DC isn't that great. And I will have to say that we as a whole were very disappointed in the food service that we've encountered the entire time that we were in DC, starting with our very first meal, which was at Fogo de Chao, which was my husband's birthday dinner. The service was not good. The service was downright horrible. The wait, the negligence upon the wait staff. The assistant manager was helpful. We did get a discount on our meal, specifically on my daughter's, because she got something that they had to make in the back in the kitchen, salmon, which doesn't take long, but it was well over 20, maybe 30 minutes. And so they gave us half off on that because he agreed that was acceptable, but I wasn't pleased with that. Most museums on the National Mall do not have food. And there's a couple that have good options for food. The National African American History Museum being one of them. It is pricey, okay? So the food was good. The food was pricey. The portions, we could have split it. So for a family of 4, instead of us each getting our own entree, we could have split 2 entrees because it was a lot. There was no way we could finish it. Also keep in mind that you cannot take anything aside from a bottled water around the museum. So I would suggest, my one tip that I could pass on is if you're gonna eat at the museum in the cafeteria, do not get a bottled drink, which I think was $4 or $5. Don't get a bottled drink because unless you are gonna chug that down while you're in the cafeteria, you will not be able to take it out. They will stop you. They do have fountain drinks, but I'm pretty sure that would be the better bet. Dinner at, I forgot the name of it, Kramer's. The food was better. It was the best that we had up to that point. Service was still mid. I did like when we went to the Tat Bakery. Their service was much better. I thought they could tell that we were tourists. And the girl at the register was, I thought, very helpful. Call Your Mother is some place that I really wanted to go to for so long after watching all these videos about DC. There's several locations. It is a Jewish bakery and it is located, the one that I wanted to go to specifically was in Georgetown. There's no seating. It's very small on the inside. You can create your own breakfast sandwiches with bagels and all kinds of things. I did not get my order. Unfortunately, by the time we realized that, we were a 10-minute walk away. So I didn't get my order. So I ended up eating half of what they gave Jordan. I can't remember the name of what he ordered, but it was like one of the first things on the menu when you look at it, but it comes with an everything bagel. I don't like an everything bagel because I don't like everything in my teeth, but I thought that the bagel was good. James and Jordan did not like their bagel. Brianna got the babka cinnamon roll muffin. It was way too sweet and it was way too much to eat. I can't wait to go back again and get what I originally ordered. I'm willing to give them another chance. We ended up getting pizza from a place that I'll have to list it because I don't know the name. James and Jordan ended up walking to go get it like on Saturday night. It was around the corner. So it's on DuPont Circle. It's in that area. That was really good. Very large slices. Could not finish them because the slice is like the size of half of a pizza. I'm not exaggerating. And then the last place that we ended up going was breakfast. We had brunch at Founding Farmers. We went to the one that's on Pennsylvania Avenue. It was very busy. It's Father's Day, but DC, I do know, is very much known for their brunch scene. I had heard a lot of good things about Founding Farmers. Here's what I'll tell you. The service was much better. It was probably the best service that we've had the entire time of being in the city. We all liked our food. Some things more than others. Beignets, 100% perfection. Never had a beignet that good. I liked my food overall. I'm not a fan of, don't love the grits. I got the grits, don't know why. Don't like the grits. We all liked if we got a waffle or pancakes or French toast, we didn't like the syrup. And so if you put syrup on something, now that flavor is everywhere. So we didn't love that, but that was the food scene. As an area, I liked DuPont Circle. And I liked the DuPont Circle Hotel. Let's just talk about the circle itself. The circle is literally a circle. And I'm not talking about a roundabout. It's beyond. It is more extensive than a roundabout. It reminded me of the part in National Lampoon's European Vacation where they're literally driving around that big circle the whole entire day because they can't figure out how to get over because they're not only driving on what we call the wrong side of the road, but it is a legit circle and it does not make sense. It does not make sense. Now, if you are not driving a car at all, no issues. It was confusing. It was confusing. Would I stay at the DuPont Circle Hotel again? No, but not because I didn't have a good experience. I thought the experience was nice, but I would like to experience other places. I wasn't so blown away to where I'm like, okay, this is the only place I'm ever going to stay whenever I come to DC. You know what I mean? But there was a lot of key features that I really did like. It is a 5-star hotel. It was my first time experiencing a full 5-star hotel. Not so much to where we have to be on like, oh my gosh, what is the name of not the plaza. It doesn't need to be the plaza, but but nice scale where everything is there for you. Like where you have to call if you want things. Like you need to call down to the desk for them to bring you ice and things of that nature. There was only a mini bar. There was no mini fridge. That made it a little, interesting. I did like that I had a full corner to see from our room and They had a nice sweet package, which is why we ended up going with them. I did not like that they had plantation shutters. That was not made clear in the information on their website. That actually hindered a lot of light from just being in. I did like that it had heated floors in the bathroom, but there was no ventilation fan in the bathroom. So, I would like to experience some other things. But all in all, I am very much excited to go to DC again. And I just wanted to come and share my overall thoughts on our trip to DC. So with that said, I am pretty sure that I missed some things that I wanted to share, but I just wanted to also just end the video on this note. I know that I haven't really been present here. There's a lot that I'm just not able to keep up with on my own. I don't have a team, it's just me. So majority of my time is spent filming for TikTok because I'm a full-time content creator on TikTok. So it makes it kind of difficult to share, specifically because most of I share on YouTube is home decor stuff. And frankly, I'm not really decorating anything. You can see, this is what this looks like. I'm filming you right here. Y'all know where I live in a townhouse. I don't have a lot of space. So I'm filming you where I film my makeup, when I do my makeup on film. And there's a lot of products, and I have products coming in every day. So it's hard to keep it to where it's like consistently able to be YouTube ready, but that doesn't mean that I don't want to still show up here because it is a place that I want to show up. So with that said, as I'm able to show up, it is going to be more lifestyle things, and it can't just be home decor. I do still want to share a few things that I've changed throughout the home that you haven't seen. So that will be coming, as well as there's more traveling coming, and it'll just probably be a little bit more vlogging style things. Let me know if you're interested in more. Well, I'm not gonna say let me know. I'm gonna try it out. I'm gonna post things as I can, and I'll see what works. You may be very interested in the fashion content that I share on TikTok, but maybe in a long form way. I don't know, we'll see. You might be interested in like my weight loss journey or any of those kind of things that I share on my TikTok. I don't know, we'll see. But I say all that to say that I do still wanna show up here. I do want to share things. So if that's something that you're interested in, then let's do it. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in my next video. Won't be too far. It won't be too long from now because we have some traveling coming up. Okay? Traveling is coming up. So